Hello, my beautiful readers, my story addicts, my put up with her because this is her first shot at this, folks. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome to day 5 of NovNov. Yes, I know it is the 13th, and I am on day 5. Yeah, we're gonna have to start going a little faster. But to help with that, I'm going to get to the story a little bit faster today. So first, let me tell you, so if you're new here, yes, I wrote 4 beginnings. This is the 4th beginning that I'm going to read to you today, and that is pretty much 4 beginnings too many. Not sure I'm going to end up with which one or any of them at all. But at the end of this, I'm going to tell you where you can find a poll, or actually I'm going to put down in the description somewhere, I'm going to tell you where you can find the poll, because I'm gonna have to learn how to do a poll right after I'm done recording this. So there's going to be a poll for you to vote on which of the beginnings you think would make for the best beginning of this novel. Now, I have told you that there are basically 3 storylines. One is for the heir, or the seer. The other is for the henge. And the 3rd story plot line, is for the realms. Now, the 4th in this series, did I just say that? I think I said that all wrong. Okay. Anyway, the 4th beginning that I wrote was from the standpoint, the POV of the bad guy. So I have 4 beginnings. That's 8. We're going to go like that. That's 4. I have 4 beginnings. Vote for me. Would you please vote? Tell me which one you like the best. There will probably be another poll at the end of NovNov. And I think my Nov is going to be Novdeknob. Yeah, November, December novel writing month, because I'm going until I have 30 days of content. I'm not going to stop until I've gotten all 30 days in the way they're supposed to be, even if I'm not doing them day. So we're going to keep on with this. And now, let's see. Oh, yes. So this beginning takes us into the Henge storyline. It reconnects us with characters that were from the first book. As a matter of fact, the 2 major characters of the first book are now in the Henge part of the storyline. And this story takes up right kind of soon after the last book ended. So let's start there. So we are going into the Henge, as I said, with Merri and Neil. A pantry with too many security systems, and a bowl that is absolutely not just a bowl. In future days, I'm going to talk to you more about the 7 treasures, the hallows that the Henge is trying to find out about. Okay, so let's break into a house together. Here's number 4, the heist. You've got to hold still, Neil whispered as he struggled to reach his arm around the corner of the pantry and manipulate the security controls. Plastered between him and the wall in the tiny closet-sized storeroom, Merri struggled to keep from sneezing while the tang and bite of dozens of spices tickled her nose and throat. Stay still indeed, she thought. She wouldn't have to worry about standing still if Neil hadn't set off the alarm sensors. She told him so. This was a stupid idea, she hissed. A really stupid idea. Neil stretched his fingers and was able, barely, to tap out the memorized code on the alarm keypad. We both agreed it was worth the risk, Neil countered as he carefully typed the code by feel and memory. The further back we can set Ryman's plans, the better chance we have to stop whatever he's planning. Merri lost her battle with the tickle of spices and sneezed. Neil snatched his hand away from the keypad and grabbed her before she could disrupt the laser sensor crossing her path. The sensor snapped off. Merri let out her breath. That was close. Close enough that it makes me wonder, why would anybody have additional alarm sensors in a pantry? They began sliding their hands along the walls and across the shelves, behind cake mixes and jars of oiled and pickled delicacies. When that didn't yield any surprises, Merri suggested lifting the foodstuff from its place. You're looking for a gravity sensor, Neil guessed. Yes, Merri agreed. Is that what Colin would do? Merri ignored the hint of jealousy in his voice. Neil was still bothered by her ex-fiancé's protectiveness of her. No, Colin wouldn't be so obvious.
Obvious, Neil echoed. Right. I've been on the force for 10 years, and I can definitively state that a gravity switch inside a pantry is not actually obvious. He hadn't run up against this kind of automated security outside of government buildings and corporate R&D facilities. They didn't make him king of the Henge for his good looks. Or, at least, not only that, she teased. Colin would have let us think we were getting away with something, observe, and record, and lower the boom when we were least expecting it. You're saying this is amateur? No, Merri grunted as she lifted and replaced bags of flour and sugar. I'm saying that Colin's skills are more than expert. Neil had to agree there. Colin was the local head of the Henge, a super-secret international society bent on the protection of, well, Merri. Merri, and an ancient necklace that had the power to shift the balance of power between free will and fate. A necklace that could decide the future of the world. You're used to prophetic dreams and astral travel and dark lighters trying to take over the world. I'm just a cop trying to keep you safe and get you to the altar. He crossed his arms. His serious brown eyes dared her to mock him. Merri considered. He really should have told her. On the other hand, he had called her magical. She leaned down and pulled the jugs of rice away from the pantry wall. Come on, she said, as the panel slipped back into place. Let's get out of here, and I'll show you just how magical I can be. A necklace that hunters in 2 dimensions were vying for. Colin would be furious if he knew what they were doing. Neil replaced the plastic jugs of basmati on the shelf and slid them back in place. Anything? He asked. He turned to check Merri's progress and heard a click and a whir. You did it. Merri stepped back from the shelves. Not me, she said, and pointed to the back of the shelf where Neil had placed the rice. A panel slid aside to reveal a keypad. Neil reached in and quickly entered the code. Nothing happened. I thought you only needed the 1 code, Merri whispered. I only got 1 code, so I figured it was all we needed, he whispered back. Only got 1 code? She rubbed her forehead. If only she wasn't crazy about the man. So what are we supposed to do now? She asked as sweetly as she could manage. How do I know what we're supposed to do now? I only got the 1 code. Fine, Merri said brightly. Then we'll just get out of here and you can go back and get another code. Neil's face went blank. I can't exactly do that, he said. Merri narrowed her eyes. She'd known he was keeping something from her when he didn't tell her where he'd gotten the code in the first place. Why not? When he didn't immediately answer, she prodded him. Where did you get the information on this place, Neil? Neil looked uncomfortable. Merri thought she spied a tinge of embarrassment creeping around his ears. She thudded her hand against his chest. Where, Neil? Marlene, he whispered, refusing to meet her eyes. Marlene? The Dreamweaver? Her jaw dropped. I don't want to hear it, he warned. You've been cavorting with lightworkers in your dreams and you didn't tell me? Merri was affronted. Hey, you're the magical hero in this little apocalyptic adventure. You're used to prophetic dreams and astral travel and dark lighters trying to take over the world. I'm just a cop trying to keep you safe and get you to the altar. He crossed his arms. His serious brown eyes dared her to mock him. Merri considered. He really should have told her. On the other hand, he had called her magical. She leaned down and pulled the jugs of rice away from the pantry wall. Come on, she said, as the panel slipped back into place. Let's get out of here, and I'll show you just how magical I can be.
And that, my friends, is the 4th and final beginning for The Well of Destiny. I'm going to be putting up a poll in the community tab. I will have the link down in the description as soon as it goes live, which will be soon after I figure out how to do it. And I'll ask you to vote. Out of the 4 stories beginnings that you've heard me recite, let me know which one you think would make the best beginning for The Well of Destiny, this 2nd book. In the meantime, let's see. Tomorrow I'm going to dive into the lore of the story. I haven't decided exactly which piece I'm going to dive into yet. It might be the prophecy that we're working on. It might be more than likely it'll be a bit about the realms or the henge. I'll either tell you more about the disciplines and the rankings in the realms, or I'll get into the beginnings of the henge and the seer and how they're interrelated. So stick around. I guess you don't want to say, come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. That's what I mean to say. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, day 6, I am going into the lore. We're going to go full mythic story on the beginnings of the henge and the seer and their interrelatedness. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Come on back. There's a whole lot more to share with you about book 2 and the series of the Destinies. Look forward to seeing you then. And remember, fate may choose you, but you choose your destiny. Bye. See you tomorrow. Oh, and remember to subscribe and like and have the bell on so that, you know, because even though I'm planning it to do, it'll let you know when the next video is coming. All right. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow, guys.